George Zimmerman arrested again. He was taken into custody about an hour ago after Seminole County Sheriff's deputies were called after some sort of disturbance. You're looking at an aerial shot of the scene where he was arrested. The Orlando Sentinel is reporting it involved some type of domestic dispute involving his now girlfriend. Over the summer, police were called to his home, you may remember, just after his wife, Shelley, filed for divorce. She claimed that Zimmerman hit her father. And just last week, prosecutors decided not to file charges regarding that. George Zimmerman was acquitted in the death of Trayvon Martin. The story was first reported on Twitter. And Vinny joins me now. You talked to Trayvon Martin's parents, who also covered the story at length. What do you think when you hear about this? George Zimmerman in trouble again.
Yeah, and is this a picture? Is this the true George Zimmerman? What's going on here? Who has this much interaction with law enforcement?
Not many people.
Who gets pulled over or arrested or police responding to their home more than this guy? It's unreal, and I'm curious as to which girlfriend this is, because we know part of the evidence that didn't come in the Trayvon Martin case was George Zimmerman's past and how he had mutual restraining orders with an ex-fiancee. And I don't know if he got back with her and if this is the same person that he has a history with or if this is another woman. We know there was the disturbance when he was at his soon-to-be, I guess, ex-father-in-law's house where he was living and problems with Shelley Zimmerman. So it just seems that there is a true pattern taking form here. And why on earth? What does that tell us about the guy we're looking at here, George Zimmerman?
As an attorney, were you surprised that that was not led into the Trayvon Martin case? Doesn't it show us, or the jury, if you will, the type of person or maybe personality that this guy has and whether he's able to snap?
And that's what courts want to prevent. They want you to be judged on just that particular incident. They don't want the jury to know anything about you except what happened at that moment, which some could argue, is a fault in our system, but it's set up that way to make it more difficult for prosecutors and to keep innocent people from being prosecuted for something when they have a history of bad behavior.
You did an excellent job talking to Trayvon Martin's parents. Your heart breaks for them, no matter what you believe happened on that day. And I can't imagine what they're feeling when they hear these stories of Zimmerman in trouble again.
Yeah.
And they're thinking, why was he able to kill my son and get away with it? Now he's coming back. And his violent behavior, or so we hear.
Yeah, and I think what they think when they see this is this tells us what happened that night. This tells us the truth about what happened that night. Who was the aggressor, who wasn't the aggressor, who was out for a fight that night and who wasn't. And I think that's probably what they're thinking about if they're listening to this. But here's the other part of this. He never gets prosecuted for anything, by the way.
Right.
Even when he was accused of assaulting an undercover police officer at a nightclub down there, nothing really happened to him as a result of that. The prior incident with his ex, nothing with that. I think two of the three times he's been pulled over, he's just been given a warning. The Shelley Zimmerman, there's a broken iPod or iPad, nothing happens. We'll see if anything happens here. My guess is probably nothing.
Right. Innocent until proven guilty, but can the police be wrong this many times? Can you just be a victim of circumstance this many times? Seems far-fetched.